Because when you don't have control, you feel so bad. Like, you feel helpless.
At 21, is that what they give you in your hand?
The dreams I had, the ambition that I had, I couldn't really verbalize it to people.
That's a rare kind of guy, right?
Yeah, 100%. So he's the reason why I keep pushing everything that I've ever wanted from life.
Aneesa, welcome to the show. Thank you very much for making it here. Lux Life DXB, a teacher, a writer, and a pilot.
Yeah.
All the way down from the UK. It's amazing. Aneesa, tell us a little bit about yourself, real brief.
Okay, so my favorite word is multifaceted, right? Humans are multifaceted. That means you can be so many things. Like, I'm not just a teacher, I'm not just a writer, I'm not just a pilot, I'm everything. Like, I want to be everything, and I don't want to stop. So Lux Life DXB is more about inspiring everyone to live their Lux Life, and everyone's Lux Life is different. So I'm just sharing my version of luxury.
Interesting. I like it. I saw your page as well, and I see a whole bunch of different things. You've tried out a few things as well on your Reels and your TikTok. Tell us a little bit about that. Like, what are you focusing on?
So, you know how everyone says, like, you need to have a niche to be a content creator? And my niche is just lifestyle. So it's like, what is the ideal lifestyle? What's my dream lifestyle? And every decision I make and everything I think about, it goes back to, is this going to benefit my future self? Is this my luxury life? Do I want to go to this place, go out with this person? Does it benefit me and my future self? Every decision I make, financial, everything.
Interesting. That's really, really interesting to know. When did you come to Dubai?
So I came to Dubai 4 years ago from the UK. I came from the most deprived town in the UK. It's called Oldham. Shout out. Since, I was born there and I lived most of my life there.
Okay.
So coming from that, a very small town where everyone knows each other, to Dubai, the best city in the world.
That is the best city in the world,
Yeah.
no doubt.
A huge difference.
Okay.
And yeah, I've been here for 4 years. I think my life has changed massively, and it's still changing, and it changes every day, and it changes all the time. And
What is it like living in Oldham?
oh my God, it's like, well, you don't know any different. So when I was there, I didn't know any different. I thought, this is life. Life is kind of boring. It rains a lot. You have a very simple life. You don't go out all the time. There's not new things opening all the time. It's very simple. You're at home, you're with your family, and that's it. And that's enough for some people.
That's it?
That's it.
And
it's enough for some people.
That's really, really boring.
I know, but it wasn't enough for me. I was like, no way. Like, there's more to life. So at 21 years old, I packed up, moved.
At the age of 21?
21.
Wow.
Freshly graduated. And I just decided, like, do it. I don't really want to be here anymore. I'm young. I want to go and explore. I want to go and live my life, find my Lux Life.
But that's what, looking at you, you look like someone from an Asian background, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm from India, and you are from Pakistan as well, originally.
Yeah.
Or your previous generation. Your folks were okay with that?
Yeah, they're fine. So I'm British Pakistani, which means, well, it's different for everyone, but my grandpa moved in the 1960s, I think, to the UK. So my whole entire family, grandma, grandpa, cousins, aunties, uncles, everyone is in the UK, in Oldham, pretty much, or Manchester. And they were fine because they've grown up in this society. My mum and dad were also born in the UK, so they've grown up themselves, like, being educated, going to college, and honestly, they were really supportive of me. And to this day, they are. Like, I get messages from my parents, and they're like, "We're so proud. It's amazing. You guys are living your best life." And yeah, they're just super happy. It wasn't a traditional thing because I was unmarried.
Nice. Okay.
And I'm Muslim, so actually, it's really. If I was still living at home, I would never move out. I wouldn't dare, like, have my own apartment, for example. It would just be, it would never, a young girl on her own, it doesn't look good.
Of
but
course.
when she's going for an opportunity, so I was coming for a job, and the job had a good salary, they were like, go for it, be happy.
That's really nice and rare to find supporting parents, especially from our cultures,
Yeah.
at least from what I've seen back home.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about, the whole teacher, writer, the
Okay.
pilot bit.
Okay, so I moved to the UAE like I think most British people do as a teacher for a teaching job.
Okay.
So my step out, my step out of my hometown was to be a teacher. I got the job and I applied and I was just like, yeah, I'll do it. I had an English degree, so I wasn't I'm not a professional teacher. Like I haven't done, a specific degree to be a teacher, but I studied English, which means I can potentially be an English teacher. And actually at the time they had a teacher training program here where they were hiring fresh graduates and they were like, when you come, we'll train you. You just have to have a degree.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah. So most of my friends were going back to uni for their masters or their teaching degrees or, the extra course. And then I was the one that was like, oh, I'll just go. I'll go for 2 years. The Dubai dream.
Everyone says that. I'll
says
just
it.
go for 2 years or 4 years and I'll come back.
Yeah. I said, I'll go for 2 years. And if I don't like it, I'll come back sooner. I'll come back.
And now you're stuck.
And now I'm here forever. Forever and ever and ever.
Dubai is addictive, yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
And actually, even before I moved out here, I remember the people in my town telling me, oh, you won't get a job there. Like, they're not hiring anymore. Or like the dreams that I had, the ambition that I had, I couldn't really verbalize it to people because they'd just laugh at you. They'd feel like you're so stuck up and, oh, who does this girl think she is? Like,
But that's what usually happens, right?
Yeah.
When you have something above and beyond other people's understanding, they're always going to shoot it down, right?
100%.
That's how people's nature is, but not everyone can think the way you do.
Yeah.
Especially someone at your age, at the age of 21, they must have been like, this girl crazy, what does she want?
Like I still have sometimes I do something and I'm proud of myself, like I won an achievement or whatever it was, and I'll just have the voice in the back of my head like, I remember that person that said I'll never even move, but here I am, okay, giving hater vibes. No, I'm joking, but so my initial stepping stone was to be a teacher, and I'm actually still a teacher. So for me, it's not my goal, it's not my aspiration, it's a stepping stone. I take money from my salary and I invest it and I spend it where I want to spend it, and I do what I want, and I have part-time jobs and side hustles, and it's working out because...
Tell us a little bit about your part-time jobs and side hustles.
Okay.
I'm curious.
So I did a lot of things when I first moved. And actually the story started with COVID. COVID was the best thing, the best thing to happen. Because before that point, as a 21-year-old coming to Dubai, and I was actually making pretty good money. I would like to say a better salary than I would have ever made back in the UK. So I'm earning this money, I'm getting paid, and I'm spending it all.
Right. Typical.
I'm here. I'm just like, oh, my friends want to go out and we're going to do like loads of fun stuff. So I'm spending and I'm spending and I'm overspending. So I have a debit card and a credit card. Right?
Dangerous
They give
call.
you that when you come.
They give it to you for free. Like, hey, come take it.
Yeah, and I'm just like so young and I'm like, a credit card?
Free money.
Free money. And the max is what, like 50K?
God
60K?
damn, at 21, is that what they give you in your hand?
They're just like, here, take credit card. And I don't say yes or no. They just give it to you with your debit card. It's connected.
These bankers need to stop that. People are going to get in debt.
Right. So I think I did, like, for a while. I didn't ever max my credit card, but I definitely overspent. Alhamdulillah. I definitely overspent. I enjoyed my life. I was like, you know what? I'm living. I'm alone. I'm going to make myself happy. I'm going to go shopping. Whatever. 6 months of that went by. And then when I did move here, I always had this goal where it's like, I'm going for a reason. I'm going to save money and I'll come back. That was the 2 years, the 2-year plan. So when 6 months have gone by, I'm like, I haven't saved anything. Not only that, I'm in debt.
Probably in debt,
I'm
yeah.
worse than I was when I've lived a better life, but I don't have any substantial, things to show for it. So that was Corona. That was the start of COVID, I think. So January 2020, when it just started coming about. So now I'm forced to not spend money. I'm at home. It's locked down. I'm alone. I had a rental car. I gave it back because I didn't need it.
You're
I
not
don't
moving
have
around, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any expenses. I have my rent, but in it is all my bills and everything. It's a small studio apartment. It's, very basic life. The only thing I would need is food, and I'd just order talabat, shout out
Deliveroo,
talabat.
whatever.
Yeah, just order, and my expenses were so minimal.
Mhm.
What would that be, like 50 dirhams a day or less? I don't know. So that's when I started thinking, okay, now I have money and I don't have anywhere to spend it. What do I do with my money? What happens next? No one teaches you that.
No one.
My parents didn't teach me. I came from a small town where people don't have disposable income. It's a deprived town. People don't have thousands of pounds to spare, or like thousands of dirhams. So now I'm stuck where I'm like, okay, I have money in my account. I don't have anything to do. What should I do? I started YouTube. I went to YouTube.
Okay.
And I was searching for finance videos. What to do with your money. What do you do when you have money? What are the steps you take?
At the age of 21, 22.
Yeah, 22 probably by now.
Wow, okay.
Because I'm like, it was COVID that forced me to be that way. Because I literally have no choice. I have nothing to spend it on, and it's sitting. Maybe I never had money sitting in my account before.
People would open up Netflix. You went to YouTube.
I was
That's
like
amazing.
YouTube, and I was making notes. I still have all my notes. I was like, okay, step by step, what do I need to do? And I watched this guy's video, and step 1, create an emergency fund, and step 2, pay off any debts. And there's different methods to do that. And step 3, invest. And step 4, diversify your portfolio, and all of these things.
Was
right?
it Dave Ramsey?
Maybe. I don't think it was Dave Ramsey. It was someone else. I think I still have in my notes. I attached the YouTube link. And it's a really good video. That video changed my life. 10 minutes changed my life. I did exactly what he said. I created an emergency fund. I paid off all my debts, the credit card reckless spending. And then I started saving in like how they say, like a high yield savings account. So like high interest. And this is where my journey with everything started, with the side hustles, with wanting to work even harder, came from this. I'm like, okay, if I know I want this life where I'm spending a lot of money, and I'm living in Dubai where everyone's spending a lot of money, I need to make more money.
Yeah.
I need to have more money to spend.
You can go broke in Dubai so fast.
And I need to save, invest, and then also have enough to live this looks life I'm trying to live. At this point, I'm no one. I'm not looks life DXB. I'm not anyone. I'm just a teacher that's moved from Oldham, and I'm trying to build myself. So after I watched his videos, got really into finance, stocks, and not crypto, but long-term investing, index funds, ETFs. I started researching what's the S&P 500, what's the FTSE 100. I learned everything. I just I was really angry at my parents at that time. I remember I was angry at my dad because my dad's a businessman.
Okay.
He's an entrepreneur. He has multiple apartments and houses in real estate. He has restaurants. He has cars. He drives a diamond Rolls Royce.
What?
Yeah.
In London?
In Manchester.
God damn.
Yeah. So, and disclaimer, even though my dad has the wealth, I never saw the wealth. My mum and dad divorced when I was young, and we lived a very simple life, very basic, just to get by. And my dad, as much as he had this lifestyle, it wasn't me benefiting from it. But I was always annoyed, okay, so my dad knows how to do it, but he didn't teach me.
True.
He taught himself. I'm his daughter. He didn't teach me.
True.
My mum didn't teach me. Not that I blame her, but my teachers didn't teach me. Everyone failed me up to this point. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it on my own. And then so this is when my journey really started. Every month from then on, until now, I have an action plan every month. I write down my incomings, my expenses. I plan out the month. What are my goals?
Wow. Okay. It's interesting to know.
And it's important for people to do it, I think, to just take control. Because when you don't have control, you feel so bad. You feel helpless.
You feel lost,
Yeah. And after that 6 months of just spending recklessly, I felt horrible. I felt like, what am I doing with my life? What do I have to show for myself? Nothing. I kept on all of these things. And then that's eventually the side hustles started happening. And first I was a social media manager for a few friends, actually, friends of my cousin. They have businesses. So I was like, if you want, I can run your Instagram for you. You know, they don't know how to do it. They're a bit older. They don't know how Instagram really works or TikTok works. So I was like, I can do that for you. Just pay me like, what, 1,000 a month? Or, you know, I'd set my price. And then I'd be like, and you know, at the start, they were very
reluctant about it, yeah?
Yeah, I don't think we need it. I was like, okay, just try me out. I'll do it. And I did that for a few months. And then I did other things. I tutored for a few months. So I'm a teacher, so I can advertise myself as like, do you have kids? I can teach them English. And I have a degree in English. I can teach phonics.
So you started all the side hustles at
all
the same
the side
time,
hustles.
Yeah?
I was trying everything. I was like, what do I want to do? And then I got an opportunity at Lovin, which is a brand known in the UAE, but there's Lovin Dubai, Lovin Iraq.
Ah, you're Lovin Dubai. Awesome.
Yeah,
that's
Lovin
interesting.
Iraq, Lovin Sharjah. So I started with them as a writer and a presenter. So I'd write articles every day, and I would, present the show sometimes. And this really opened my eyes, I think.
Okay, that's really cool. Yeah. Nice. I did not know that about that.
Yeah, this experience was like, for me, I think it has changed my life, because I realized that there is even more to life than I thought. And social media is amazing, and content creation is amazing.
Social media
Dubai is amazing because the people in Dubai are incredible. And you meet, you know, Dubai is small, so you can meet people that you never dreamed of meeting.
Exactly.
Right?
That's what social media does.
That's what social media does. And it's incredible. And that's changed my life. So now I'm starting my own, content creation. I want to make videos for myself and, be more regular and be more consistent on my own social platforms.
And that's Lux Life DXB.
Exactly. And
tell us a little bit about that.
That's where I share this luxury life. But it didn't come, it didn't come easy. It came from these side hustles. It came from me coming here with probably like 5,000 dirhams to my name or a few £1,000s.
That's it?
Yeah.
Damn.
So even in the UK, I used to work a lot. So I was not even graduated yet. I used to work in a small shop. Actually, it's a huge shop. It's like Center Point or Splash. Like a cheap shop that sells everything. And there's like multiple franchises.
What's the name of that?
Primark. Yeah,
My wife has dragged me into that a couple of times.
Yeah, so I worked at Primark, picking up shoes off the floor. I worked in a dessert shop at the same time, making desserts for people, milkshakes.
Wow. Okay.
I worked as a waitress for so many years.
Amazing.
At a wedding venue. And I just did multiple different things. Because I'm like, I don't want this life. I am going to get out of it however hard I have to work.
Amazing.
I'm going to be something. I'm going to be something bigger. And I remember when I was working in Primark, one time this woman comes up to me, and I know her, but she's basically told me, like, ew, look at the state of you working at Primark, right? So now when I've taken back control and I'm literally living my dream life, a life I didn't even dream of 5 years ago, I'm laughing in my head because I'm like, look at the state of me. But I knew in my head, being there, I knew I was destined for more. Like I knew this wasn't my final, my final life.
I guess the haters can have two sorts of impacts on an individual, right? Either you can take that hate and go down, or you can take that hate and let you drive up. Yeah. And I think that's what you did, right? You did everything to make sure that you can indirectly show that person that, hey,
100%.
Look at me now, bro.
100%. I'm like, I am literally clickbait for my haters. Like, I'm clickbait. You didn't know what I had, like what potential I had, and I'm showing you what I'm doing and what I have, and alhamdulillah for everything.
Alhamdulillah, that's
obviously nice. There's like sometimes I get really emotional because I'm like, it's all down to Allah. Like for me, I'm a Muslim.
Of course.
For me, I'm like, thank God for everything that happened to me, because I see, and I don't mean to sound bad, but I see my friends who are the same age as me. Maybe their life didn't go how they planned it to, or or even they're just living the simple life and they don't know any better. And it's sad for me when I think about it, like, you didn't even live, you didn't try anything. Your goal was to just maybe get married, have kids, live a very simple life, cook and clean at home.
But I guess everyone has their choices, right?
Everyone has their choices.
And it's not like we are blinded from what goes on around us. Everything is openly visible on our phones, on our palms, on our iPads, on Netflix, or whatever it is. It's on you what you want to take.
Right. But most people think it's unattainable. They think it's, oh, I'll never be like this person.
I have a term for them. I call them the settlers.
Explain it.
Okay, so we were in the US about 2 years ago. We were trying to look for a house for my younger brother to purchase. And we saw one house that we loved a lot. And one of my uncles came in and he's like, oh, no, I can find a better place for a better price. Well, okay, let's go have a look. We went and had a look, and the area, the community was quite, I wouldn't say depressing, it would be the wrong word, but it was more people who have retired, you know, in their 60s and the 65 and 70-year-olds. The entire community attracted that kind of clientele.
Okay.
My younger brother's like 25, right? And then he was willing to go for that because my uncle was recommending, my father was like, okay, if he's recommending, it should be good.
Yeah.
The street was called Settlement Drive.
No way.
I'm not joking. And since that day till date, it's become a joke. I'm like, hey, buddy, you wanted to settle on Settlement Drive. And he's like, nah, bro, I had to listen to the folks, you know.
Yeah,
and
but you shouldn't.
That's why I call them the settlers, just because they're like, okay, fine, I'll just stay here because, like, no. And then we ended up not buying that, and we ended up buying the nicer house that we saw earlier.
Yeah. Good for him.
He's 25. He's not going to sit with 70-year-olds. I'm sorry, I don't have anything against them, but I want to live in downtown, or I want to live in Jumeirah.
Yeah.
I don't want to go live in, I don't know, Al Qudra Road somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I just call these people the settlers, because they don't want to really get out and do something about it.
I get it. And actually, I saw a really good TikTok. It was basically saying how sometimes your situation is better if it gets really bad. You know, when you're in an average situation, like an average job, you don't leave the job.
You're comfortable.
You're comfortable. It's bad, but it's not that bad. It's bearable.
It's okay.
You have a relationship. It's all right. It's not that good. It's not that bad. He's not cheating on me. He's okay. He's not. He's not doing the most. It's okay. And people just stay. I don't understand. They just get comfortable and they
settle,
stay. Yeah. So sometimes it's better off if the situation is horrible, because if your job was really horrible, you'd leave.
For sure.
You wouldn't settle. If your relationship was really horrible, you'd leave. You wouldn't settle. So that's why it's also like, you know, bad things happen and they're really good when they happen.
Yeah. I guess sometimes people just have to take charge and take things into their own hands and take a call. Like, do I want to live with this, or do I want to move into something better?
Take control.
Take control,
And yeah, like I always knew I had more, and I still have more. Like, I don't think I've even unlocked like 10% of what I know I will be. Inshallah. Like, of course, always inshallah, but I've always had this dream, like, since I was young. Oh, one day I'm going to be rich and famous. I'd never say it, but
you're almost halfway there with your Lux Life DXB. Tell us a little bit about the page and what you do up there.
Yeah, so I like to share, you know, things that I consider luxury. And it's not always about having designer items and having new things. Actually, for me, which I probably don't share enough, but a luxury life is having your own time to do what you want, to take a step back. Someone cleaning for you is a luxury. Someone doing your laundry is a luxury. Someone cooking for you is a luxury. And those are all luxuries that I afford, that I have in my life. And, you know, like, alhamdulillah for that. And yeah, on my page I'm sharing more of the stereotypical luxury.
Because that's what the audience wants.
Yeah, because it's good for the views.
Of course.
Not only that, but...
In a way, yes, and in a way, no. It's okay.
So I'm married. I have a husband.
Mashallah, very nice. Congratulations.
Thanks. My husband is from the UAE.
Oh.
So his standard of a relationship is, like, massively different to how my standard was. He literally brings me flowers every week. He bought me, like, 500 roses. Can you imagine?
Damn.
Like, I couldn't lift up the roses.
Don't ever say that to my wife.
There are men that are like, I don't buy flowers for my wife. It's like his standards are so different. And I like to share that because it is. So I bought my car last year.
What did you get?
I got a Range Rover.
Oof,
My first
G,
car,
I love it.
my first car. But when I had my car, it was fine. Like, I liked it. But what did my husband do? He took the car, put it in the garage for like 2 months, or maybe not 2 months, 6 weeks. I didn't see my car. I'm like, what is it? And he was like, oh, you don't have to know. You know, we have other cars. So you have a car, you'll get yours back eventually. I'm like, okay. Eventually comes, and it's a pink Range Rover.
No.
Yeah, it's fully pink. My car is literally pink and sparkly. He took out the inside and he made it pink inside too.
God damn.
Yeah, I'll have to share a picture with you. It's
Please,
amazing.
I'd love to see it.
It's like the standards have... And the funny thing is, he's setting the standard for himself. He outdoes himself every time. So he'll buy me a bunch of flowers, and then the next bunch has to be bigger, and then the next bunch has to be even bigger, and the next bunch has money wrapped around every flower, because he's in competition with himself to be like this amazing.
Do you put all that on content?
Yeah, of course.
Do you go around saying this is my sugar daddy or something like that?
Not sugar daddy. I definitely say like, oh, best husband ever, and I think he loves it. I think he's like, he's getting the recognition that he needs, because like, I'll post a TikTok, it'll go viral, and there's like thousands of people in the comments like, oh my God, how, what, why, where did you find him?
Where can we find him?
I actually have had so many comments like that. People are saying like, where can I find him? Where can I share him? Oh, I had a few comments like, does he know he's allowed more than one? I'm like, please.
Oh my God, that must be
he's
crazy.
fine with one, because the one can do so many things, right?
Of course. And
yeah, so our relationship is very much, he is my biggest cheerleader, and every day he tells me, mashallah, alhamdulillah, every day he tells me, I don't want a wife that cooks and cleans. I want a wife that is so successful I can brag about her. He literally wants me to be like so successful. He's like, I want you to be famous. I want you to be rich. I want you to be everything. To meet this guy. You have for a cup of coffee. I'm going to invite him one day. Yeah, he's so nice. Like, his heart is like, I don't know, gold. How old is he? He's younger than me. What? Yeah, he's younger than me. So he is the most manly man I've ever met. He does everything for me. Everything. Like, there's not one thing that I don't have in my life. How is he so mature so early? Alhamdulillah, I don't know. Us men don't mature early. We mature very, very late. He's 23. God damn. He's only 23. He's actually born in like a different, decade, I guess. How funny is that? So actually, I'm the sugar mummy. So actually, he's my sugar baby, but it doesn't really work like that. He's, he is always surprising me. And then he's also caught on, and he'll do things, and he'll be like, are you going to post it on TikTok? He and enjoys like, that clout. Okay, yeah. So it was my birthday a few weeks ago, and he, my sisters are with us, and my sisters are staying with us. They're like on holiday, so they also live in the UK. And then he booked a staycation at the Royal Atlantis. Like, oh, nice. The new Atlantis that opened. He's booked a staycation. He's decorated the room. He bought me some, super nice gifts and flowers and everything. And then my sister posts the content before me on TikTok. I'm still yet to post, honestly, but she posted like a carousel, like happy birthday to my sister, with all the content that she got, and it reached like I think 1 million views in like 3 days. 3 days, pink flowers, pink car, pink balloons, everything's pink. Comments are wild. Crazy. Oh my God, where, what, how, why, when? And then he's just happy, he feels like if he's made me happy, then no, mashallah, he did amazing. Something good. It's amazing. That's a rare kind of guy, right? Yeah, 100%. So he's the reason why I keep pushing everything that I've ever wanted from life. I keep pushing for it, because he always reminds me. He's like, I want you to do it. Like, I want you to be better and be bigger and study and do everything. And I'm training to be a pilot now. Wow. Yeah. Commercial pilot? Yeah, inshallah. I want to be a captain for Emirates.
Ooh,
one day.
the dream.
The dream. You know, just to be a female captain for Emirates, and then after a while I'll probably retire and hop on to my next idea.
For sure. Why not? Yeah.
Because I seem to love hopping around. But he literally always reminds me. He's like, Aneesa, can you get your iPad and start studying? Because, you know, there's so many things to study.
Of course.
Different chapters and like so many things, aeronautical things that you need to study. And he's just like, where's your iPad? Just before he's asking me.
That's amazing, right? You're so young. You have the opportunities. You are established now that you are also recognized amongst the people over here in the UAE, as well as abroad, I'm sure. And you're just doing so many things, and you have a supportive husband, which is...
It's the best.
Ace.
Yeah. And he's always like, keep going, keep studying. He's like, when you finish this course, so the course I'm currently doing, he's like, I'm gonna let you go back and do your masters. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, and then I want you to do this, and then I want you to do this. And it's really cute. It's so cute.
Amazing.
Yeah, alhamdulillah for that.
Who does the editing for your content? Do you do it yourself?
Yeah, I do it all myself.
God damn, you have to teach me stuff.
I'm a perfectionist. I can't, like,
How long do you spend editing one reel?
Hours and hours. Yeah, so long.
You have patience.
Genuinely, it takes me hours. And then the worst thing is, you know, when you're like editing and then it like goes off. Has it ever happened to you?
Yeah.
Have you ever felt the pain?
That's why I don't do editing.
And then you want to cry.
I have people do it for me.
Yeah, honestly, it's the way. You have to give me your editor's number.
For sure. I'll give you their contact, no problem at all. They've been shooting my content for over 2.5 years now.
Yeah, and you're doing amazing, so they're doing a good job.
Team.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, yeah.
Yeah, so I do it all myself because I'm super like perfectionist.
It has to be like this.
Yeah, I like bright things on my feed. I like things to look very aesthetic and very girly. I don't want anything.
Yeah, I mean, I can see with the pink Range Rover.
Yeah, I try. But yeah, and then also there is a huge misconception. People see me and they're like, oh, she drives, you know, a pink Range Rover. She's dripped. She has designer things. She's wearing gold. She's traveling. She's doing this. And they just assume that it was all like easy. But you need to understand, or well, not you, but everyone kind of needs to remember that anyone, if they want something hard enough, they can achieve it.
But that's the problem with everyone. That's what they think, that everything is so easy. You have it easy. You have it on the table laid out for you.
They're
You
like,
can just go
oh,
there
your husband gave it to you. Oh, your dad gave it to you. Well, actually, who put in the work?
I get calls from brokers in the market from what I do, right? And they're like, oh, it must be so easy for you. You have 120,000 followers here, 170,000 followers there. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I wish I started with those.
Right? We all started with 0.
Exactly. But I guess that's difficult for people to understand.
And it's like...
And it's okay.
Okay, so there was a podcast a few years ago that went viral because the girl said, we all have 24 hours in the day.
Exactly.
But people got really angry and offended, and they were like, well, you're privileged and you had this opportunity and you had that opportunity. But for me, I genuinely believe that we do have the same 24 hours.
Exactly.
And as much as you...
And what did you do with your 24 hours?
Yeah, we all did different things.
Exactly.
Even for her to get those privileges took work. For example, like I think the girl that was on the podcast, she went on a reality TV show. But then it's like, okay, that might have helped her, but how did she get there?
Exactly.
It took
she
her,
put in the grind.
Yeah, she had to do something to get there.
For sure.
And then the next step and the next step. So you just have to make the most.
I mean, look, I love the haters. I'm sure you love them too. And that's what keeps our page going. So please keep coming back.
Yeah. I always get gold digger as well. And TikTok always like filters a comment and I just approve it. Like, no, it's fine.
Yeah, approve everything.
Approve. No problem. You think I'm a gold digger? No problem. You don't know like where I came from or what I did, but okay.
No, but the haters make us alright.
I don't mind being a gold digger.
Yeah, me too.
It's fine. Yeah.
You can send stuff my way. Anyways.
The best TikToks are the ones that are like, well, not the best, but the ones that do the best are like a day in the life of a sugar baby in Dubai.
Is that what happens on your page?
I don't do that,
You should.
I should?
You should. Give it a shot.
Okay, fine.
I'm sure your hubby will approve of it. He seems like a very chill,
100%.
cool guy.
I don't think he'll mind. I think he'll be happy.
Awesome. When you do that,
He'll
please
laugh.
tag me. I'm going to share it on my stories.
Fine. I'll be like, day in the life of sugar baby in Dubai. And then everything's very sarcastic. Like, he picks me up in his,
Lamborghini
Audi
or
R8
something.
day. And he opened the door for me. And actually, that is how we met, honestly. So that's how we actually met. No, we didn't meet like that. But on one of our first dates, he's taking me out in his Audi. And he's opening the door for me. I'm like, you're a gentleman. But I won't share that he's a gentleman. I'll share he's my sugar daddy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even if you share that he's your husband, the number one hate comment is you're not the only one. You're not the only one.
Of course.
Right?
You'll always have those.
You'll always have those, especially when you're from like an intercultural
I know.
relationship.
But it's okay. We live with it.
Yeah, there's those
Okay. I'm just going to quickly pause. Anything else you want me to touch on?
I think we covered everything.
I think we got good. Anything you want to add in? You want to say something, or you want to ask something, or anything on those lines?
I don't know. From your notes, did we covered everything?
These are just some things I just write down that come to my
Points.
mind, and I bring it up. But besides that, anything you wish to highlight before we end it?
No, just like I'd like to just no. Actually, I think I did it. I think I already said everyone can get what they want.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
That was the
me.
most important part.
Yeah, because I don't want. I really don't want people to think I'm bragging or like I'm trying to make people jealous, because it's absolutely not the case. It's really like I started from nothing. And you can, if you start from nothing, you can get where you want. I literally used to, on my birthdays, I used to clean the toilets, like at home. Eldest sibling, daughter, I would be grafting, I would be grinding. And
That
then
is
now
awesome.
I'm just like,
No, it's okay.
came a long way.
You did your time, man.
Yeah, I did.
And it's good. Awesome. So, anyways, I'm sure we have that recorded already, so
Yeah.
that's great.
Okay.
Shall we call it, I'll end it off?
Yeah, perfect. Thank
Awesome.
you so much.
Thank you, Aneesa, for coming in.
Thank you.
Lux Life DXB. Make sure to follow. I'm already following her. And thank you so much for coming down. We appreciate your time.
I had the best time. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you so much.
The best real estate agent in Dubai.
Thank
But
you,
more
man.
than that.
I appreciate it.
Multifaceted. Way more than that.
Thank you so
You're
much,
welcome.
Aneesa. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
the words.